All right, I just posted a video about strikes and reference of Fox News video and Enforcer live feed. And one of my comments, Jeff, basically said like there are two clips. One is Trump addressing it. I didn't thought it's going to be that fast. Trump usually waits multiple hours after the strikes and things like that. But he's giving out statement here. This means this is like a longer planned out thing. So let's see what Trump has to say.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by
He has confirmed it, so it's not just Israel, it's also US.
Eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq.
See, this is a different type of speech. This is not, oh, for now, they are not accepting nuclear deal. No, this is like, oh, it's been piling up since day one. This shit is happening now. This speech implies that he's saying enough with all the shit. I don't care. Now it's a big campaign. That is what this speech is telling me. He's not pinpointing anything recent. He's pinpointing the entire history right now.
The regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal. Something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States.
We are throwing out numbers like tens and thousands like it's nothing. These are war numbers. Deleting 20, 30, 40,000. Do you understand the number that is? This is ridiculous. It can fill out an arena. Right? The Stephen Colbert and certain like left-wing people say like, why now? I wonder why now? Because a lot of people got deleted and that brought attention to it. And Trump's like, you know what? This time we need to talk. And it just like puffed out chest. It just escalated. That's why now? Right? People are just speculating why now and just like seeing with a question mark. Because of the protest. Because of all the people that got deleted. That's why now?
In particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our
Again, that message tells me, like, for past months, we've been preparing a plan, long-term plan, well thought out American style, American military style program, which meant this shit was just working. Like, they were, continuously thinking this while warships were reaching there. What level of OCD details we need to do to have some result. US military has always seen action. If there is a one military on this planet who's always been in some kind of a war and conflict, is US military. They know how to do this. So they've been their generals and admirals, they're just putting up plans. And now they're basically executing it. This was in plan for months. And they're doing it now, which means it's a big campaign. They know where to go. It's not going to be a surprise because they already planned this through.
Our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to...
Shit, What is the biggest air force on the planet? Is US Air Force. What is the second biggest air force on the planet? Is US Navy. That alone tells you, let's not have any kind of conflict with the United States. This is as clear a message as there can be.
Minimize the risk to US personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this.
Oh my God, he's just saying it. You're going to attack our ships, we're going to sink our aircraft carrier. Yeah, I guess that happens in war. Which means he's saying you will not shock us. You will not attack our aircraft carrier and will run away. This is happening. This is a big message, man. This is like Iraq shit from 20 years ago. We're doing this. Doesn't matter the war casualties. That's what he's saying here. And obviously that's fucked up. Casualties are fucked up. Those are human lives. But it's about doctrine. He's not saying we are just doing operation. And if we sustain damage, operation is failed, we're going to run away. This is not an operation. This is a long-term thing that we're in now.
This not for now. We're doing this for the future. And it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny.
Okay, if you hate Trump, you at least have to admit this, that inactivity and indecision is not attached to his name. There is an element of like, would you take action, or you just tied behind all the bureaucracy, like, oh, this is just how the world works and I can't do nothing while being the most powerful man on the planet. There is that. I'm not saying war is good or anything. Don't try to like keyboard warrior shit now as soon as I say this. I'm not saying war is good. But sometimes war is necessary, right? Sometimes things are necessary. And if United States feels that we have to do this, it's president's jobs to do all these things, even if he becomes like less popular. Even if one side attacks him, like, oh, you're a warmonger. You really need to analyze, like, okay, is this shit important? Is Iran having nuclear weapons problematic to United States? If you answer yes, then you have to think like this is a necessary thing for Trump to do. I'm not saying it's necessary or not. That's up to you. But you have to at least admit that he's not like inactive. He's not like he's just going to sit on his desk. He does things. At least you have to admit that.
And to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Man, this is heavy. I did not look, man. This is blowing my mind. I did not know this is going to be this big. I thought it's going to be some strike. I did not thought Trump is outright going to come out and say, fuck you, this is war. This is what this is. Trump just said the title. Fuck you, this is war. That's what this is. All the things he used, all the history he chose, the statement like, yeah, people are going to die even from our side, that happens in war. This is not a strike. This is not an operation. This is all the way to end. Let's see this regime fall. Proper military, American military style, like we did in Iraq. This is war. This is that. I did not see this coming. I mean, knowing Trump and how he thinks, I should have seen this. Like, Trump is not going to be like, maybe we should see this now. If Trump has decided, he's going to do war. And that is happening now. This is his first year. Right? So now second year, right? And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what kind of casualties, one side's going to have more casualties than other. I mean, it's America, obviously. But I don't know if America's going to defend everything. Is Chinese a carrier killing missile, is that going to be a problem? I don't know. Next 24 hours is going to be very interesting to see. And let's just hope the casualties are low, because these are human lives, right? War is fucked up. Right? I'll see you next time.